And we're back with another episode of the Lakers Fast Break podcast. It's Gerald Glassford coming right back at you here from Lakers Fast Break, Pop Culture Cosmos, where we cover the latest news and trends in pop culture each and every week, twice a week, wherever you get your podcasts. Our latest episode talks about the most recent Xbox Developer Direct and the best sellers in the world of video games for 2024. So check it out today on the Pop Culture Cosmos channel, wherever you get your podcasts. Big shout out to the Lakerholics who were on earlier today. Go ahead and give them a shot at Lakerholics.com. You know that Jamie Sweet, Laker Tom, and Michael Heinrich and L Rob are happy about the results of today's game. So go ahead and check out what they're saying at Lakerholics.com. Also, as well, of course, Empire Jeff TV covering the Lakers and the Dodgers. Joe Sorrell, hopefully, is going to be here in a second. He is the man behind Simblades, Simblades with a Y.com, and support his game on Steam, Coreupt, Corrupt on Steam as well. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights, yo! All these great places, please go ahead and support, including Legend 350, Alfred Espen, Stone Hansen, all those great guys, but also as well, go ahead and support us by giving us that like and subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe today to get the latest notifications on when we go live on the air with the latest Lakers Fast Break. Could be a nightcap, could be a snack pack, could be a whole bunch of things. NBA observations, all the great shows. We have done a ton of shows and been on a ton of hours in the past 7 days. I hope you guys have been appreciating what we've been doing. And don't forget that we do it for you right here at the Lakers Fast Break podcast. So if you've got a Lakers fan in your life or a friend out there, or even just some random Lakers fan that's out there, please let them know. We are the best Lakers channel that's out there. We're the Lakers Fast Break, Lakers Corner, Clutch Talk, Lakers Live, all those great places. Go ahead and join. But remember, go ahead and subscribe with all of us right here at the Lakers Fast Break. And don't forget to become a member too. Emojis, badges, videos, shorts, articles, and more. Go ahead and check it out today for just $2.99 a month. $2.99 a month for the best value that's out there right here at the Lakers Fast Break. Today was a game kind of concerning. You know, you come up with the Monday arrival for Mark Williams and Luka Doncic to the lineup, but LeBron James out with his ankle problems. Looks like it's not going to be that much, so he'll probably be back on Monday. But yes, kind of concerning going into what, a early Saturday game against the Indiana Pacers. But it was the biggest concern was whether or not Austin Reeves is going to make a game, because he was a last minute kind of iffy decision with his elbow contusion. Thank God he put a sleeve on it, decided to play the game, because the guy, I'll tell you, it's today's Rui's birthday, but you would have thought today was Austin's birthday with the kind of numbers that he did offensively today. Absolutely a brilliant offensive performance from him. Taking over. No LeBron, no Mark Williams, no Luka Doncic. No problem as the Lakers got out to a 44-22 lead and stayed far enough away that the Indiana Pacers could not catch up despite their best efforts. And despite the rest's best efforts to probably slow this game down an extra hour almost. God. I'm surprised they're still not reviewing something out there, because, man, they just wanted to go ahead and review everything. But despite the refs and despite the Pacers, Austin Reeves reigns supreme as he and the Lakers. Good supporting cast performance today from guys like Trey Jamison, Shake Milton, Jordan Goodwin coming on the two-way right there, all providing a lift off the bench. Jared Vanderbilt providing his usual hustle. Then Gabe Vincent shooting well in that first half with 12 points overall. Jackson Hayes providing a solid 9 points and 12 rebounds. And Rui, of course, the birthday boy indeed, 24 points and 9 rebounds as the Lakers finish off the Indiana Pacers 124-117. Right now, they are still 5th place in the Western Conference, a half game behind Houston after Houston lost today on the road against Dallas. So we'll go ahead and see how that plays itself out to continue, as it goes along. But They're breathing down the necks of Houston, and they're still within range of Denver in the Western Conference. And here today to go ahead and discuss today's games are some great guys indeed. We don't know yet about Joe. It's all over our playback.tv coverage, but also is all over our playback.tv/Lakers live performance right there on playback. Good man indeed. If you want to go ahead and check him out, he was there. But also, he's the madman from Toronto. He did get out of Toronto traffic to stop on by to watch this great performance, career high performance from Austin Reeves. It is the Magic Man, Sean Grice. Sean, great to have you here. Want to hear your thoughts on the game. Going to go ahead and catch up with the chat in a second. An absolutely terrific performance by AR. Really solid help from the rest of the crew. Good sign for the future. Good sign when LeBron and Luka and Mark Williams line up, hopefully starting on Monday.
Yeah, Gerald, I call these good vibes wins. Good vibrations. And I'm not gonna sing like Brian Wilson, but anyway, yeah, it's a good vibe win. Because everybody's kind of excited about that direction of the team. Everybody is also able to focus on the game plan, Gerald. It was obvious the game plan was to allow Austin Reeves to facilitate and score as at will as much as he wanted to. I think obviously JJ just gave him the green light. There's no LeBron. Luka's not playing. You're really our only facilitator out there, so you've got the green light to run what you think is best for us. And yeah, like you said, Gerald, it was contributions from all over the roster. And it's just one of those wins where you penciled in a loss, and now it's a win. We had a couple of these early on in the season, but in the last week and a half, we've snatched two victories out of the jaws of defeat that we originally thought were going to happen, both the Nick game and the Pacer game. So, I mean, it's a great vibes win for the team. And again, Gerald, we have a chance to go on a run here now. We have a chance to
Yes.
go on a serious burn, and I think it's imperative that everybody's on their best behaviors. Watching their p's and q's, and tonight they were. So again, and by the way, Gerald, that's the Lakers' seventh win when Jared Vanderbilt plays this season. They're seven and
Zero
All
zero
right.
when
and
Gerald.
zero losses.
Yes. Undefeated with Vando in the lineup. Yes. So I've heard. So it's been mentioned to me more than once. But Magic Man, absolutely always appreciate you here, and thank you again for your help on playback. But also here today, good man indeed. He did hop on our playback.tv/Lakers Fast Break live coverage along with Sean, Danny, Xbox. The whole crew is there, Mr. Joe, and myself. It is, of course, the guy behind Lakers Corner Clutch Talk. Please like and subscribe. It is, of course, John Costa. John, great to have you here. Your thoughts on the game? Again, you're going into this game, you're thinking no LeBron, no Luka, no Mark Williams, shorthanded. You've got Jordan Goodwin, the two-way guy, coming off, giving you some minutes. Trey Jameson, another two-way guy, giving you a lot of minutes. You look at it on the face value and thought, oh man, this is not going to be a good game for the Lakers. But you know what? They got off to such a good start. It's not like the last game. They got off to such a good start in the last two games that no matter what happened in the preceding three quarters, they were just so far away. No matter what Indiana could do, as far as the full court, the arguing on the calls, whatever you want to say, the refs help. They were just so far ahead that there was just too much for Indiana to catch up.
That's one of the biggest problems with basketball, man, is when you put yourself in a hole and you dig yourself in the hole, you have to play almost perfect basketball to get yourself out of the hole. And as Lakers fans, so we have seen that time and time and time and time again, but it felt damn good for the last couple of games and for this game to be on the other side of that, because Indiana dug themselves in that hole that they were just not able to get themselves out of. But on top of all that, let's talk about what Mike Lopez's comment was. How about Hillbilly Kobe, man? I don't even like to call him that, but damn,
great performance offensive for him,
man,
man.
the
Just
way he
absolutely
was
killed it.
absolutely right. And the way he was hooping tonight just was on a whole other level. And I'm not even talking about the 45 points. You could take somebody that knows nothing about basketball and they could tell you, yeah, that guy had a good game. He scored a lot of points. But it wasn't even that, y'all. It was the 13 from the free throw line, converting easy buckets. It was the 7 rebounds and 7 assists. There was a point in the game where AR, he knew the defense would be playing him in one way, and he used that to his advantage and to get other people open and to get other people easy looks. Honestly, I'll be real with you guys. Not even just for the career high sense points wise for Austin Reeves. This is one of the best games I've seen him play. Overall, man. For as much as he had the ball tonight, he played 40 minutes, only 4 turnovers. I mean, we've seen games where Austin Reeves has 4 turnovers in the first quarter, right? So also took care of the ball. Wasn't targeted on the defensive end. Man, just what Sean said, I love that. A vibey great win, man. A vibey win. And it's fucking 4:00 here on the West Coast, y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? He still got the rest of the day, and you can enjoy the rest of the day after a great Lakers win, after a great Austin Reeves performance. And yeah, Austin Reeves is definitely, yeah, what Alan said, he's definitely outplaying his contracting because he took, he took a pay cut, took a team friendly deal. But
He won't be doing
2026,
that next time. He won't be
exactly.
doing that
I
next
was
time,
I
John.
was gonna say 2026, 2027, he does have a player option, and that boy is gonna want his money. And I don't even blame him, but I just sure
Back
hope he
up the Brinks truck.
back it up. Beep, 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 beep. But it's good to be here, man. I'll let our boy Joe give his thoughts here. But when you get a night where Austin gives you 45 and Rui gives you 24, you gotta love it, man. You gotta love it.
Once again, it is the Lakers with the victory today, 124 to 117. They're now 31-19 on the season. Need to get an update on that from ESPN, but I think they are tied. Yes, they are tied for 4th place. Actually, they're percentage points ahead of the Houston Rockets. So they're both 10 games back, but the Lakers are now 4th place in the Western Conference. I knew something was there because ESPN hadn't updated yet. Now they have 31-19 on the season. And here today to go ahead and discuss the Lakers climbing into 4th place, doing a great job today without 2 of their big stars and their future center. Good man indeed. You got to go ahead and check him out today at Simblades, simblades.com. Also, of course, he's on the Lakers' great area for chat themselves, lakersball.com is Ox1947. And also, of course, he's got a game that you need to play in Corrupt, Coreupt on Steam. It is Joe Soro, and Joe, great to have you here. Always a great part of our coverage on Playback. Just a really good, this is icing on the cake. I keep talking about icing on the cake since Luka, we got him on this team and how they continue to have gotten victories without even him stepping on the court. Today, no LeBron. Today, no Mark Williams, because that trade was still pending. Some certain things they still had to work out. Of course, no Luka as of yet. Didn't matter because everything still pointed to a great Lakers effort on both ends of the floor and a good Lakers victory indeed, Joe.
Don't forget they're 3.5 games up in the division.
Mm-hmm. They lead the Pacific Division, indeed.
You hear the music?
Yep.
I've been hearing the music. You like that, Sean? That was for you and your pointed bill. That was for you. Again, too. The Lakers are fulfilling all of our wishes at this point. And we're going to be here and we're going to continue to support, yell, scream, and maybe we'll be fortunate in the end here to brag about what they've accomplished. Austin Reeves, had his worst shooting night the other night. And we've discussed on this show several times, what do you do when you mess up? You make up for it. You make up for it. That's part of sports. That had to do more with Rob Pelinka. Before then, it had to do with guys having bad games, which is, normal stuff. But it was a good prelude to what Austin's going to be able to do with this particular unit, because I still believe he is going to be best used as the lead guard coming off the bench. And if he's going to be able to do what he's doing here with this cast, and we know that there's a lot of deficiencies with some of these guys like Shake and DFS to a degree and Jameson and those guys, but tonight a lot of them came through. A lot of them came through and had impact during the game. Rui had a really good game as well. So a rebound away from a double-double, but made timely shots, and that's all you can ask for. Timely shots are huge. Gabe Vincent, I wasn't sure why Gabe Vincent wasn't in.
It's in the chat why JJ Redick said after the game he's on a minute restriction.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So that's why you didn't see him.
I didn't know if it was an injury, but I guess it is somewhat, to
Yes.
keep him from getting injured again. So that's great. Yeah. And Gabe has been just shooting the lights out of the ball here the last few weeks. That's huge. Vando, we were upset with Vando. Why? Why were we upset with Vando? Well, we're upset because we know he has a skill set that very few people have on this team. And when he's not available, it tends to irritate you. So since he's come back, the Lakers are 7-0. And there must be something in there with the chemistry that helps this team do what it needs to do. His putbacks were needed in timely situations. It was except for the duration of the game, I thoroughly enjoyed the game just because you saw a lot of players, even on both sides to a degree, playing their hearts out. The only guy that kind of ruined it was Rick Carlisle, and Rick Carlisle is a absolute nuisance to the till. I mean, this guy is pissed off Rondo. He's pissed off Luka. He is a natural born nuisance. And anytime you play any team that's run by him, this is the stuff. He should have been kicked out after he ran on the court while the game was on. He should have been kicked out. And I'm usually not soft on stuff like that, but you cannot run on the court. You cannot run on the court in defiance. If you're running on the court, like Doc Rivers in Game 7 of 2010 to call timeout, I'll give you that one. Circumstance, time, game, okay. But Rick Carlisle came out like a freaking crazy person while the damn game was going on, calling timeout. He should have got a double tech and gotten sent out. But I saw he was able to go through this entire process and see a loss. He is just an irritating human being in basketball. Back to the Lakers. Lakers have a really, really good chance, guys. This was the last game that I thought, man, if there's some way they can squeak this out. And I didn't necessarily feel that it was a loss, even with LeBron not playing and Luka not playing. I just said, look, it's still a home game. It's an afternoon game. Indiana's good, but I don't know if they're that good. And it turned out to be exactly that. The Lakers have a chance right now before the break to play a favorable team twice. Granted, the second one is in Utah, but we do have LeBron and we do have Luka coming back, and we're probably going to have Williams back. I feel pretty confident that they're going to win both those games. They go in to the All-Star break on a 7-game winning streak if they win that game. And not only a 7-game winning streak, if they come back after the All-Star break, they play Charlotte to make up that game due to the LA Fire. Then they got to play the back end of a back-to-back in Portland. If they win those 2 games, they will have gone a calendar month losing only 1 game. Can we complain? 1 game from January 21st through February 20th before they have to meet Denver for the anticipated rival. Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, that was pretty good, Joe. We have won 5 in a row. It's not 2. You said 2 in a row. I think yeah, you were just talking about the 2 losses. But yeah, now we have a chance to have a 10-game winning streak.
I didn't say 2 losses.
No, you said 2 wins.
I didn't say 5 wins in a row.
Mm-mm.
We'll have to go back to the tape because I could have sworn I said 5 in a row.
Well, we don't have replay.
Well, we will have replay after the show.
We'll bring 3 refs in and then go ahead and check
if I'm
out.
right,
You're not right.
If I'm right, it's throat punch.
You're not right.
Throat punch while you're sleeping time. While you're sleeping in the throat.
Joe doesn't like the cold, ladies and gentlemen. He wouldn't make it from the airport to my house.
My bones were created in the suburb of Detroit. It's hereditary. I can adapt.
That was one of the dumbest things I've ever heard you say.
Sean, let me bring it back.
A lot.
Hey, if you can't handle the truth, then that's on you.
I feel like sometimes I'm in kindergarten.
On your birth certificate, where does it say you were born?
Royal Oak. Royal Oak, Michigan.
Mm-hmm. And you grew up where?
I grew up in California.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Does it snow in California, Joe?
Only when I go skiing.
Does it snow?
Occasionally, it snows every maybe decade on a random day.
You can't handle the cold, Gerald. Go ahead.
I can handle you though. I'll whoop your ass.
Once again, it is the Lakers fast break. It is, of course, the Lakers winning 124 to 117.
Uncomfortable silence. Let's let it settle a little bit.
Turd War, appreciate the
great name, by the way.
Nice transition, by the way, Gerald.
That was a great name.
That was a great transition.
Still think I'm in kindergarten here. Have the Lakers turned the page in finding a coach, John? Let me ask you this again.
We need a new coach.
Oh, what the fuck?
I thought you meant assistant coach. Never mind.
Well,
we need a new trainer. We need a new everything.
So, Sean, according to Turd War, based off his question, do you think we've found our coach?
Yes.
Oh,
go ahead, Sean. You go, brother. Oh, me or Sean? Sean, go ahead, brother.
That was Sean.
Oh, okay.
John get mixed up.
Sometimes Sean and John can get mixed up.
No worries. Shano. I'll say Shano. How about that? Shano. Go ahead, Shano.
Okay. So sounds better. Yeah.
Better than what Joe would call you, but go ahead.
As long as you don't call me late for dinner.
Okay.
Anyway, we're gonna have to see, Joe. But I mean, so far, you're getting him what he needs and what he wants too. He had a previous relationship with a bunch of these players. You know, he played with them or coached them. He had a previous relationship with Mark Williams for mentorship at Duke. He's got a previous relationship with DFS and Luka. So you're getting him. You know, I know they say there's that phrase "familiarity breeds contempt," but at the same time, that doesn't work. That doesn't necessarily follow in sports, especially considering the fact that you can't create chemistry. It just happens or it doesn't happen. You can't magically create it in a lab. So I think you're getting him what he needs. So far, so good. I mean, the evidence is here. I mean, we see it, Gerald. He's got to improve in some areas, but JJ is a pretty good coach.
Okay. Again, we've seen some good signs rookie season, so I'm not going to make a full evaluation. But I mean, we already had people putting him in
you can't,
top 15 or top 10. You can't. You just can't.
You need at least, like, to be fair, you need at least 200 games to be like seriously,
Give
properly
him time.
evaluated as a coach. Yeah.
But he is right now doing a very good job. So I am going to compliment him on that. John, let me bring it back to you. And thank you, Sean. Truly appreciate your thoughts on that. Let me go ahead. Standard Robert Wheeler question of the day, John. I'm going to hit you up first because it's for John, Joe, and Sean. On a scale from 1 to 10, how impressed are you that the Lakers went 5-1 on the road trip and followed with 2 home wins with 1 without LeBron? Who is the most underrated player on the Lakers right now, John?
Okay. Love that question, Robert, as always. So I'm very impressed that we went 5-1 on the road trip, and especially like the way we've been getting these wins. I mean, the last couple of games, I mentioned it last time on the post game show. Me and Joe were on playback for the last game, and we were literally just like laughing because like everything is just going right. Everything was going our way. Now that there are times in the game where a little bit up and down. Maybe we start playing a little bit bad, but and then JJ Redick calls a great timeout. Unlike Darvin Ham, that last year didn't understand momentum, didn't understand when to call timeouts, and all of that. So to me, it's like, man, the way we've been getting these wins have been dominant wins. It's like we put them out in the first quarter, put them out in that first half, and then for the rest of the game, we're just maintaining it, just keeping them at arm's length. And we all been watching Lakers here for a very long time. We know that the Lakers usually like to get punched in the mouth first and then figure out a way to come back into it, especially last year. But to see us be able to punch first and then keep them at bay, man, honestly, personally, I love that. I'm very impressed with that. And especially being, one being without Bron. And then not even just that. Also, when you look at the way we're playing, I mean, we got players like Hayes diving on the floor. We got everybody's hustling for loose balls. Gabe Vincent's been looking better than he's ever had as a Laker. Joe even gave him credit on the last post game to where he was like, man, like Gabe Vincent's starting to consistently knock down that corner shot. And I'm right there with him for that. So I've been pretty impressed. And what was the last part of the question, Gerald? It was
who is the most underrated Laker in your
most
opinion?
underrated Laker. In honestly, it would have to be Vando. I'm gonna be honest with you. It would have to be Vando. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. And ever since he's been back, Brody's been bringing it. Yeah.
Wow.
Have to be Vando, in my opinion.
I should have been a cheer. That should have been this.
That's real. That's real though, man. His numbers have not been lying in his impact. So that's where I'm at with that. Would love to hear your guys.
7-0 with Vando, as I've been constantly reminded of. So yes, Joe, your thoughts on that as far as what Robert was asking in the question in the chat?
I don't like the word underrated. It's being used way too much in society. Every time somebody does something, man, this guy's underrated. I'm like, somebody called Hulk Hogan underrated one time. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Like, he's got the most popular name. He's got the most popular name in the history of wrestling, and he's underrated. What are you stupid? The thing with the Lakers is, I think what's happened is the reason likely why Gabe Vincent and Vando are playing well is they're finally healthy and they're in a setup, whether it's through the head coach or just maybe being there for a minute, they're finally kind of getting their feet under them. And it made me realize how important it is to allow a player that has been out for a long time to reacclimate. Now, it's weird because you look at Vando, and he actually reacclimated pretty quick. Gabe, it took him about a year because he only played 11 games last year. Everyone's different. Everyone's going to come back mentally different. I think that's part of it. These guys are good in spots. They're not going to be big contributors. The big contributors are going to be LeBron, Luka, and then next to those guys is going to be Rui. It's going to be AR. Those are the 4 guys that you can rely on based off their performances and the way they play. Who else is going to come in line? Usually when you're talking about playoff basketball, you're going to usually rely on at least 2 to 4 people. It's somewhere in there, depending on how the structure of the team is. If you have maybe the other two after that pick certain games where they come through, and then the remaining guys kind of do their part here and there, just kind of switch off between games. It's a lot like baseball in that a lot of times in baseball, you'll have certain series in baseball where and it doesn't matter if it's good, bad, got player or not, you'll have certain players play really well in a series and then not really play well the next series and then go back the following series if they go that far. It's like they're trading places. And that's what you want from your role players. If this one role player is not working out, you got someone else to step in at that moment. And then the 2 to 4 guys that are your stability, those guys are the ones that have to come in every game and do what they're supposed to do. So Luka's going to do what he's supposed to do. LeBron is supposed to do what he's supposed to do. And then obviously AR a level below, Rui a level below. They're going to be able to take advantage of those matchups because a lot of the thoughts and concerns are with Luka and LeBron. Now they can go ahead and have some more space and time to do what they need to do that's important for the team. And then you'll run into a good game plan by the opposition. How are you going to adjust? It's sports. It's chess. If you're a good team, it looks like the Lakers are doing a lot of good things on the fundamental side. The way they're getting their rebounds, there's a lot of confidence. See, that's the thing with winning, man. Winning, man, it brings confidence to even the lowest quality player. You want that winning attitude. You want that winning focus to always be there because confidence usually builds from it. Probably one of my favorite. This was probably one of my favorite wins this year, just because of the circumstances. I enjoyed the game. The refs kind of screwed it up, and that idiot that.
Fuck you, Ben Taylor.
Jeez.
Yeah. Other than that, the game was pretty entertaining. I thought Indiana played as well as they could, and then of course the Lakers came through in the end.
What's up? Just want to show some love to Mr. Gadget in the chat. What's up, brother? Appreciate you being here. He said Austin Reeves bald. You damn right he bald, man. Career high night. And real quick, I just want to kind of laugh about this, y'all. So I'm in like a group chat here, like on Instagram, and there's some dude that's a Pacers fan, and he's like, he said, "Yo, we came back from 30." I was like, y'all lost. Like, why
How can you come back from 30?
I was 25.
I was like, y'all lost. Like, what the fuck? Why does that matter? So
I came back from a coma. And I can't speak properly.
Just to lose. Yeah, I was just laughing about that, but I just wanted to share that. But Mr. Gadget and my brother Jay, appreciate you being here. As a matter of fact, I am gonna do a game recap soon, so I don't know if you could send me that thumbnail. If you can, I'd appreciate that. But if not, it's all good, brother. I know you're also
let Bills fans know that wasn't a loss last Sunday, Gerald. That was a comeback.
Yes,
exactly.
And then let's just talk about the fact that the game got close, right? There was 1 minute left, and we were up by 5. And who closed it out? I mean, Austin Reeves, from the beginning to the end, y'all, was just putting constant pressure on them, putting constant pressure at the rim, getting others involved. Like I said, I'm gonna say it again: best Austin Reeves performance I have seen, all season long so far, man. Appreciate you, Jay.
Wanted to go ahead and mention Joe Turd War saying, is our defense sustainable when Luka and LeBron are in the lineup? Truly appreciate the super chat. And Logan,
I'm sorry, Gerald, I had to post this.
Okay. Yes, there you go. All right, with Austin Reeves right there. Okay, but Joe, is the defense sustainable? Logan, I got you next on your super chat, but truly appreciate it. Turd War. Is our defense sustainable, Joe?
Of course it is. Of course it is, guys. You're talking about one lone old guy in terms of age on this team. Everyone else is young. This is a young man's game, and they have the energy to sustain this. And all you got to do is watch. Let's look at the schedule. They were balling on defense in New York. They balled on defense in LA. They balled as much as they could against Golden State. They balled tonight, and they didn't even have the threat. See, guys, you have to understand defense. This is basketball. This isn't, oh, the defense in football is all defenders, and then you have an offense, and then you got you guys gonna meme all day or what? What the fuck is going on here?
Okay, there you go. No worries. Just go ahead, Joe. Sorry.
So I mean, I don't mind you doing it, but can you not have the stupid commentary at least? Anyways, so this is all tied together. The stress that the opponent's going to have guarding LeBron and guarding Luka is going to take away from their performances in their game. So imagine this. Imagine this defense with the big guns playing. I believe the defense will get better. And that's the likelihood. Now, there's going to be teams out there that can match up with the youth and the speed. Some actually have a better youth, more youth, and more speed. You gotta then, then the stars have to go the extra mile in terms of making them pay when they're not always on. So yeah, it's I think the defense is very sustainable. The confidence is through the roof right now, and they don't even have the big guns yet. They've been winning, bless you, and they're winning these games since New York. New York was right before the Luka trade. They've been balling out. They've scored 122 points, by the way, 120, 124 without a full team yet. So they're averaging 122 points when they've been averaging 112 all year. Yeah, that's a big change. If you're gonna put up another 10 points now the rest of the year, that's gonna bode well for the Lakers, and they're gonna have a better chance at winning more of these games, especially with the big guns coming.
Let me go ahead and bring it over to you, Magic Man. And once again, the Lakers do win, 124-117. Second super chat again. Thank you so much, Logan. Truly appreciate you dropping that. Yes, the Luka effect is real. Braun and Reeves both 40 back-to-back, 40-point games back-to-back. Truly great performances from each. Let me ask you this, and thank you again for the super chat, Logan. You've got that offensive reality when all three of those guys in the lineup. And then, of course, on the other side, how are we going to figure out ways to stop the defense? Mark Williams is a key. His progression as a defender is going to be very key for this team, because if you want to have those three out there, Sean, it really makes it, I guess, difficult on the defensive end to find schemes. If LeBron's tuned in, that kind of takes some of that away. But as we've talked about over the years, at 40, it's going to be hard for him to play every possession on the defensive end. Let me ask you this: if you have AR, Luka, and LeBron all out there on the same time, obviously that's an offensive juggernaut. But the problem is on the defensive end, do you think we'll have enough to sustain them, all three of them being out there for a long period of time during the season?
No. I think you can get away with it in pockets. I think, 4 to 8 minutes at a time, but I don't think you can extend a sustained level of play, especially defensively drilled, with those three out there. So Mark Williams was a really good defender coming into the league drilled, and then it's tailed off a little bit. That's because he's prone to getting torched by stronger opponents. Daniel Gafford, Anthony Davis, Nurkic, Jokic. These are the kinds of players that can really give Mark Williams a hard time. And one of the problems with Mark Williams as a defender is that when he thinks he's having a hard time, Gerald, we've seen it, he gets into foul trouble early. I think the Lakers really need to be focused on schemes that don't put Mark Williams in positions where people can exploit his vulnerabilities, especially out on the perimeter. Yeah, that's great. He's 7'2", and he's got a reach of over 9.5 feet, but but he has trouble if he doesn't have anybody behind him with a man in front of him. We know that at times, Joe, the Lakers' communication on defense has been very poor. It can always get better. So I think there are times when you can play those three together, but there are going to be more sustained periods where you can't. You need at least, if you're going to play those three guys together, you need at least two other guys who play defense constantly and do not tail off.
Absolutely. So good
And I'm in
thoughts from
agreement.
yeah, absolutely. So John, the team is now in fourth place with 2 games left, both with Utah before they head to the All-Star break. Again, including the games coming out of it are still very relatively easy until you get to that Dallas game and the Denver game on the horizon as well. Your thoughts on what the Lakers can do to go ahead and close that gap between them and Denver? Memphis is they're about 4 games behind right now. Memphis for second place. I don't know how tough that's going to be, but third place could be reality. That could be very, very important for the Lakers come playoff time if they can hop over Denver in the Western Conference, John.
That would be instrumental for us. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. And remember, there was that run in I think it was December or January. I don't remember when it was, but we basically didn't leave LA for like a month, and we had that homestand, and then we weren't able to take advantage of that homestand and win as many games as we should have won. Let go of some easy games there. This right here is me looking at us and saying like, damn, this might be somewhat of a second chance here for us, y'all, because I'm gonna be honest with y'all, between the Pacers, the Jazz, and the Hornets and the Blazers, the Pacers are by far the best team here, and we just beat them. So in my opinion, these next 3 games need to be wins. And now I'm not saying let's come into it saying we've already won, because this is the NBA, dog. You come into that mindset any night and you can get smacked by any team in the league. All 30 teams in the league could give it to you, even the worst team in the league. But if we come into it with the right mindset of like, all right, this is our chance to make up on that run that we lost last time, that we should have had this in the bag last time, but here we go. We beat the Pacers. Let's handle the Jazz both games. Let's handle Charlotte like we have in the past. Last time, I believe it was AD gave him like 38 or something like that. Let's handle that. And Portland, we should be able to handle that. And then, the Denver game is going to be tough. The Dallas game is going to be tough. But if we can put ourselves in a position to where, I'm not saying, we concede a L against Denver, concede a L against these top teams, never concede a L. But the L would not hurt as bad if we make sure we handle business here with these next upcoming games. And as far as your point about, being higher than the Nuggets, the only thing I don't want to do, y'all, and I know the Lakers are balling now. I know we got Luka, but I just don't want to play the Nuggets, because basketball comes down all to matchups, and we just match up very, very bad with them. So that's how I feel.
Not anymore.
Ah, man, though. Joe, hold on, Joe, give me 1 sec. I agree. We got much better at the front court, but that is going to be a really tough matchup at that big position, because the way to take down Jokic, well, you can't take him down, but the way to try to slow him down is throw multiple bodies at him. And if you're not going to throw multiple bodies at him, okay, then can you at least have a center or a big that can at least kind of cancel what he's doing by doing something as well great on the offensive end, because nobody's going to slow Jokic down, and we just don't have that anymore. And we don't have the multiple bigs to be able to send at them. So I still don't believe we match up with them very well. But Grant, we got fucking Luka though. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. We still can't believe we got that guy, to be honest with you.
Before we get to Parade on Figueroa's question on Twitch, I wanted to go ahead and ask, or let Joe, your thoughts. Today we got good contributions from some guys not normally part of the Lakers rotation, but because of the injuries and the absences and the yet to debuts, we had some contributions from guys like Trey Jameson, who the Lakers got in a 2A after he was waived by New Orleans, and Jordan Goodwin. Now, Jordan Goodwin was on the Phoenix was on the Lakers training camp roster. He was this at the beginning of last season the starting point guard for the Phoenix Suns. Didn't quite work out there. Didn't quite work out in training camp, but he's been playing with South Bay for the entire season. So I got it, just getting a good look there to the guys that, as far as Rob is concerned, and played well today with 10 points. Your thoughts on the guys that normally don't get the call up, like Shape Milton as well, getting the call up today for the Lakers?
I was surprised. Goodwin has been playing all year, and I get it. But a lot of times when you come into a new team, you don't really know what they're going to do. But he scored 10 points, and the Lakers towards the end were in need of every point, and he was able to make some things happen. So good for him. As far as Jameson, I would have preferred to have him in that Golden State game and knocking the shit out of Draymond Green. That's what I think JG should have done with him. Going after TJ McConnell, with all due respect to TJ McConnell, I'm sure he's a scrappy kind of guy probably. But yeah, throwing him down because he's kind of irritating you. I would have loved to have had Jameson take out Draymond Green. That's just for the record. I already mentioned this on playback.
You're wild, Joe. You're
So,
wild.
I'm just saying, man. Everybody on this team did their job. Every single, even Markieff Morris hit a 3.
Yes.
So this was Shake struggles with. It just looks like his brain is ahead of his hands. Every time I see him play, he looks like he knows what he wants to do, but his body's like, wait a minute, hold on. You're going too fast. He can't shake that off for some reason. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know if he ever will. It's one of those unfortunate things in sports, especially at that level, that maybe never really compute. But other than that, really, it was just nice seeing. You can say that this was, in a lot of ways, the bench rolling.
Yeah.
And they were playing against starters, guys. And they were playing, and the Pacers are not a bad team. They came in here, they came in here 29-21, and they're going to be in the playoffs.
Coming off a win at the Clippers.
Absolutely. And again, I don't know what that means anymore now, but you're playing against Siakam, who's a all-star. You're playing against Halliburton, who's another all-star. Mathurin is supposed to be a future all-star. This was not some run-by-the-mill team. And with all due respect to Turner, yeah, I know he's out, but I don't know if he's that big. I'm not going to go there. So the bench came through tonight in an afternoon game, and afternoon games always worry me. I don't think we hardly ever play well, and that could be another sign that there's a change that's happening here.
Agreed,
they dominated this game for about 2.5 quarters. Indiana made their run because the Lakers couldn't make a shot. But then what was great about how this game ended was they got pressed, just like they got pressed by Golden State, and they came through. And they don't even have their clutch gene in there yet, folks. They don't have their clutch gene in there yet. What's going to happen when Luka's there? All those late games, man, I'm telling you, that's the first thing I thought of after my brain kind of settled with Luka. It was like, oh my God, the epiphany. It was an epiphany. I go, we don't have to worry about the last 2 minutes anymore. Oh my God, it's been years since we hadn't worried about that. Now, the Lakers won in 2020, but they weren't really in those games. They were winning games. Some of the games were tight in the playoffs. Even AD hit a game winner, but that's really like the only one really that was tight like that, where they grabbed the win from a loss. So the Lakers are already ahead of the game. They've already prepped this on their own, and now you're just going to add another ingredient in this to make this thing a regular thing. And I'm just absolutely ecstatic in the future, the near future, of what's going to happen here.
Showing some love to my boy, Mr. Gadget, my boy Jay, because he did predict this. I'm not going to lie. We were talking before the season about Lakers, and he did predict that the Lakers would be a top 3 seed, which is actually wild to say. And like even me as a Lakers fan, I was like, man, I can't see it happening. But I
Yeah,
do
but
want to
he said that with AD and
he did.
LeBron.
He did. I give that to him. But hey, shit, we here though, right? We here. So I just want to.
I mean, I think
But
our
even with AD
predictions
and
would
Braun,
look
I
a
wouldn't
little
have.
different had we known that Luka would be here along the way, and I'll just leave it at that. So
I
before
just
you guys go
gotta give
ahead
my
and
boys
roast
credit.
us,
I just
yeah,
gotta give my boys credit.
I'm just gonna say, John, though, before you guys roast us, none of us knew that Luka was gonna come on the team right now.
Absolutely,
So yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
I'll stand on it, y'all. At the beginning
I
of the
told you
season,
guys, God didn't even know Luka was coming.
Yeah. So I'll just leave it at that. But Sean, let me bring you back into this. Parade on Figueroa on Twitch says, question for the panel. Does anyone really think we need a buyout guy? If there's a buyout guy that
Larry
has
Nance.
decent
I'll take
ability,
Larry Nance
yeah,
In a
Larry
heartbeat.
Nance.
for novelty reasons at least.
I know you don't want what was it Grimes? Is it Grimes? No, Bones Highland. Bones Highland. I know you said
Oh
you're
no,
not in favor of Bones
please.
Highland. I say he's young. He's 25. Still can play. Shoots close to 40% from 3. It's okay.
And if you do
I
this,
know some of you guys said Seth
you
Curry.
blow away.
Not even that.
Seth Curry, but Seth
he's-
Curry is terrible on the defensive end. Sean, do you still think we need a buyout guy? Again, there's not going to be that many. We're already see Simmons go. We've already seen Alex Len go. I know there's not going to be that many options to choose from, but in case the right one comes along, Sean, do we take another buyout guy?
I think that's the operative phrase there, right? The right one.
Okay.
If the right one's available, you sure. Yeah, but I mean, you can never have too much shooting. You can never have too much perimeter defense. It's like the same thing in baseball with pitching in the playoffs, or hockey with defensemen in the playoffs. You can never have too much of what's needed to win, Gerald. Be greedy. Be greedy. Go after that fourth or fifth starting pitcher. Go after that seventh defenseman. Go after that 12th, 13th shooter that could potentially help win you a game. Look, Lonnie Walker the fourth helped us win a game in the playoffs, Gerald.
Absolutely did.
Shooting is integral in a long playoff run. You can't have too much of it.
I'll just say this again: if they do find someone that matches what they're looking for, yes. But Josh Richardson, understand those guys out there, because Josh Richardson's name in our chat has been mentioned several times. He has played so far a whopping 8 games this season and is shooting 27% from 3. Some of these guys are not the players that they were some time back. So you have to realize who they are now, not what they once were. Maybe Josh can still play because, like he said, he's only played 8 games. But yeah, from what we've seen so far this season, he hasn't done a whole lot if he's waived. I'll just leave it at that. But
hey, David, remember Moneyball, Gerald? Hey, David,
yeah,
you think I'm paying you for the player that you think you are?
All right, so here's the one that might anger some of you guys here today. Rodell says in the chat, guys, here we go, John.
What do you say?
Start off with Rodell. Guys, this team started playing good basketball before trading for Luka. You guys are giving Luka all this credit, and he hasn't even played yet.
Crazy.
Credit for what?
Crazy.
The wins?
I don't know what he's. I honestly don't know what he's talking
Rodell,
about.
Rodell, we don't know what you're speaking about. You can't throw out a flaccid question like that. Have some meat behind the bone there. What are you talking about? Not giving Luka credit for what? What are we giving credit for here?
Having some meat behind the bone, but real quick, having some meat behind the bone, but also like y'all realize like energy is contagious, right? Basketball, it's a sport, and like in sport, when you see something great happen, if you're a role player and you see your best player doing something, you're just fucking bound to do it. It's a contagious thing. The energy that was around LA when we got Luka Doncic at first was like, I don't even believe it. And then it's like, oh, wait, but it is fucking real. It is true. And the energy from everyone. I mean, y'all, tell me this. That first game that Luka Doncic was there watching, I had never seen LeBron James play with that much energy on the defensive end all season long. You think LeBron James was doing that because he just decided to do that game? No, bro. He did that because of the energy that Luka just inserted onto this team. So, Rodell, you're right. I am giving Luka Doncic credit because this man has inserted a surge of energy onto this team that everyone from top to bottom is feeling, and we're thriving off of it, brother. And he hasn't even fucking played. That's the crazy part. That's how good this guy is. He's inserting energy without even playing. Come on, man. Rodell, bad take and bad comment. You're my guy. But come on, man. I hate when you do stuff like this, dude. Come on, brother. Go ahead,
Joe,
yo.
any thoughts on that? Again, because they were playing with a lot more energy. Return of Vando obviously has brought a lot of that. DFS, he has brought a lot of energy. I like the way he's been playing for this team. This was taking place before we even knew about Luka. We had been very complimentary about the Lakers on the road trip outside of that Philadelphia. Let's just put that to one aside. But they have played very well on the road trip before they got Luka. We have said it on this show. I don't understand why that comment even existed because, again, we have been saying a lot of things beforehand as far as them needing to go ahead and win on this road trip, and they executed it really, really well above our expectations because we said they had to go at least 4-2, and they went 5-1. So I don't know, Joe. We've been lauding praises to this team before Luka Doncic was traded. If you check out that video of the post game 1 week ago today, before the hour, in that first hour, before we had even any knowledge of this Luka trade, I think that statement by Rodell points out to be extremely false, Joe.
Well, not only is it false, we already talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
We were pretty detailed on it. At this point, I honestly think Rodell is.
Try to be nice, Joe.
This is Joe. Come on, John.
Yeah. Joe.
Rodell, let me ask you a question. When you think of something, does your brain automatically say no? I'm going to say the opposite just because I want to. Like let's use this as an example. We didn't talk about this when we did, by the way. I vividly remember because I mentioned it at least twice. And when I tell you guys, don't put words in people's mouth, the only thing worse than that is saying shit that we've said and you say we didn't say it. Because either you're not paying attention, but see, at some point when you keep getting called out on it and you're a normal person, you're going to go, damn, I better clean my act up a little bit and start paying attention. Or if I didn't hear it, shut the fuck up. See, that helps. And this is not just for the Rodells of the world that are on Lakers Fast Break. This is the Rodells out there in your life. This is why people drink. This is why people hate going to work. This is why people get divorced. This is why people end friendships, because of people like Rodell that they have to deal with. See, I'm crazy, right? I'm nuts, right? That's what I've been told. Go ahead, Sean. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Gerald. I'll finish
No,
with you.
he wanted. I was going to put on. Sean has one of those memes, and I don't want to put on one of those.
Tell
memes
Sean to put the meme somewhere else for right now. Okay, so when when you ask Joe, why are you so? Oh, Joe, why are you? Oh, you know why I'm like this, guys? Because it's a deflection. When people are not used to seeing people react all the time, they're used to bullshit. You go to school. Oh, hi, how you doing? Yeah, the weather's good. Yeah, we're kind of busy. And me in the background going, right? So instead of being a bore and BSing all day, what you do is you create an image, or maybe you are the image. You create a feeling that you're not that guy that does small talk. So then you start from there. Then when you don't deal with small talk, if you do talk, come with the right info. Now, I'm not saying you got to be right. No one is right all the time. And sometimes, just like in sports, you have a shitty week. You're wrong the whole week. Sometimes you're wrong the whole month. That's called being a human being. But you know what you need to do? You need to fix it a little bit. You need to scale back and go, wait a minute. I'm not going to just sit there and use these while I'm doing this in the background when you've already been called out how many times for being full of shit.
Do it again, Joe.
Don't do it. Stop doing it. Okay? It's on tape. The great thing about this show is it's on tape. You can't lie and go, yeah, you guys. Half the time, you guys, what is this, you guys? If I say something, that doesn't mean Gerald said it. Doesn't mean John said it. But it was probably just one guy, and you're like, you guys. Just say Joe said it, or John said it, or how about this? How about this is easier? Who's the guy? Maybe you're confused. You're always confused. You might as well admit it. Why? Who was the guy that said, just in case it's not real, who's the guy that said we weren't playing as well before Luka, or vice versa? At least do that. At least do that. Then at that point, we can sort of answer it without us feeling like, oh, well, Rodell doesn't really, maybe he just doesn't know. So the word contrarian, Ruff just put it up. I've said that to several friends of mine because they always argue back into something they don't know until, of course, I got to embarrass them in front of their family, their friends. Then they stop doing it. See, they learned a lesson, right? Don't say stupid shit that's not true. You're going to get called out. Now, I don't think it's getting through, Gerald.
No.
We're not gonna ban him, but at what point are we just gonna ignore it?
He says, I get it, Joe. You love Luka. I'm just not a big fan. I hope he proves me wrong.
And there you go.
Let me get you unmuted,
For
Magic.
Rodell. Yeah, put that meme up for Rodell. Put it up for him, okay?
Okay, there you go. All right. Still love that movie.
You got a case of the Mondays, Rodell. You got to get off the case of the Mondays.
Again, when you're given the opportunity,
it's Friday afternoon, 4:30 for the next 10 years.
It just boggles my mind, Magic Man and Joe, when you're offered you're sitting at dinner with another executive, and he offers you one of the top 5 players on the planet Earth. He is one of the top 5 players on the planet Earth. You know, this round thing that some of you want it flat, but this round thing that we have, yeah, it's called the planet Earth. He is one of the 5 best players on the planet. When you are offered one of the 5 best players on the planet, you take it. No questions asked. You just go, I don't care. I don't want to know what the drama. I don't want to care about the drama.
Thank you. Goodbye.
What do you need to get this deal done? And you get the deal done. It's just that simple. Good God. Accept it. He is here. He is going to be a part of the Lakers for the years to come. Hopefully, the Lakers don't screw it up and send him on his way by having him pick up a free agency somewhere else. Hopefully, he'll sign a long-term extension here and like being a Laker. I hope you guys will embrace him in some ways more than you guys have embraced LeBron, because some of you guys still won't embrace LeBron, no matter how.
Yeah,
LeBron can't do anything right in your guys' eyes. Whatever.
Gerald, I'm sure Megan Thee Stallion could show up at a restaurant, and Rodell would be at the same restaurant. You would say, "Yeah, I wouldn't go out with Megan Thee Stallion because she only eats her corn niblets one at a time," or some stupid ass reason.
He
just
says,
gotta hate. People just gotta hate for no reason.
John, I'm going to add on to that what Rodell was saying. We got a hard out of 5:15, by the way, guys. Just want to let you know. I don't hate Luka, Rodell says, but I'm not a huge fan, John, as I get you back in here. I get why the Lakers made the trade. I just don't like my superstars to look and be out of shape. I feel it limits their careers.
Man, can I tell
John,
you?
Can you get the picture, please? You're good at doing that. Please get a picture of
like
Luka in his jersey, please. And I'm gonna put myself on mute because
honestly, just really
How
quick,
can you?
Go ahead, Sean. Go ahead, Sean. You good, brother? Go ahead,
John.
Sean.
Go ahead. You're really angry,
quick,
Sean. Go ahead and let John.
Yeah, quickly, and then I'll go to John. You foolish fools. You foolish fools. You morons. You idiots. You dunderheads. You dumbcoffs. You fucking idiots. He has made the NBA first all-team 5 times. 5 times out of the 6 years he's played, he's made the NBA's first all-NBA team. You don't get a first all-NBA team nomination or selection if you're out of shape. And Rodell, I'll wait for you. It'll take you a while, but I'll wait for you. The last time somebody made the first all-NBA team that you would call out of shape. That's ridiculous. You have to play a minimum of 36 to 42 minutes to qualify for this award. You also need to average plus 25 points or more. You also need to average close to a triple-double if you're a guard or a point forward. He meets all those criteria. And I'm tired of hearing about it. Out of shape. How can a guy who makes a first NBA all team 5 out of the 6 years he's played be called out of shape? And there's a difference between conditioning and endurance. And you idiots don't know the difference between that either. So allow me to explain it to you. The difference is conditioning is doing the same thing repeatedly over and over again. Endurance is the ability to keep a certain ability and perform over and over again. So you can talk to me all you want about endurance, about his conditioning. He's got the endurance. Because Dallas wouldn't play in the last 2 goddamn minutes of every game for the past 6 years if they didn't think he could. This is, Gerald, this is what happens when you cut off your nose to spite your face. You didn't want to pay him the Supermax, so you made up anything you could to deflect and project why you made the move. You made the move because you were too scared to give him Supermax. You didn't want to give him the money.
Man, come
a
on.
five first team all NBA out of 6 years.
Does that guy look like he's out of shape?
I'm tired of hearing about it. I really am.
This is a smear job,
stupid.
guys.
It's stupid.
It's a smear job by the new owners, the Adelsons. This is a smear job.
Just smear job.
And they're patsy.
Go ahead,
They're guinea pig. They're whatever you want to call it. And Nico he's taking the hits. He's like the Roger Goodell for the NFL owners.
Man, and on top of that, guys, just real quick, like just think about this, y'all. Just think about this logically. There is not you don't get good at basketball in one way, okay? Like there's multiple ways to be really good at basketball. And the analogy I'll try to make it, because sometimes maybe basketball just doesn't get through to some people's head. Like maybe like for Riddell, it just doesn't make sense in his head, right? So just think about this. There's multiple ways to get in shape. Like I know one dude that's gotten in shape by doing all calisthenics, no weight, just super body weight type shit. But I also know people that's gotten in shape by getting in that motherfucking weight room and cranking out weight and cranking out weight. They're both in fucking shape. They're both in shape, and I'm not sitting here saying is Luka Doncic in the best shape of his life. He probably isn't. He probably isn't. He probably can get in better shape and he's about to be around, in my opinion, the greatest player of all time, who's always been big on taking care of his body and being in shape. So he's gonna help him do that. That's gonna come. But what y'all need to realize is that basketball is not played one way, y'all. Basketball is not played one way. If you can dominate, which Luka Doncic, as Sean has stated, and you can look at his numbers.
Okay.
Happen.
You were just so angry you must have hit something because we're just like we're on pins and needles on every word that you said.
Okay. Anyway, so look, so if Luka Doncic has proven that he can fucking do this by getting 5 NBA first team selections, by being a team that led his team to the finals, by leading the league in scoring multiple years, guys, if he can do it in that shape, guys, if he can do it, he can fucking do it, because he doesn't rely on athleticism and conditioning to get his game through. He's not fucking John Morant, who does rely on athleticism, who does rely on his that shit, on his conditioning to get his game through. Luka Doncic, you know what he relies on? Angles. He's rely on picks, and he rely on having a heavy ass lower body. Y'all want to learn a little bit something about basketball? Go watch all these great fucking players, dude. All these great players, you know what they have? They have an amazing, strongly lower fucking body. And Luka Doncic, and everyone that I've heard play against Luka Doncic praises that his legs are like 2 motherfucking tree trunks, and nobody can move him. Nobody can move him. So he plays to his pace, to his game. So he doesn't give a fuck that the rest of the league is athletic. So please, y'all, stop with this bullshit. That just tells me that you guys aren't really watching, and that just tells me that you guys are just saying a blanketed statement that the Mavs have been trying to throw out there for justifying trading a generational great player in the middle of his prime who just came off a finals run. Stop it, y'all. Stop it. Like, stop it. And Block, are you saying easy? No, Block, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I don't even like to cuss, brother. But I have to cuss because when people come at on the chat or come at me with just plain ignorance, like, stop with this. Luka's out of shape, and that's why, and this and that, and stop with that shit, y'all. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all, because it's something deeper to this. And being out of shape, basketball is changing, y'all. Not everyone looks the same way. You can get to the same results in different fucking ways, and the result is winning. The result is putting the ball through the basket. The man knows how to do it. Doesn't need to look like Kevin Durant to do it, man. Please, y'all, stop the shit.
Once again, the Lakers do win 124-7. I love the fact that even when we're supposed to be happy and we're winning, we end up getting mad and angry.
It was
we deal with stupidity, Gerald, and it makes me sad.
Yes.
It makes me sad as well. Joe, let me bring in here. Joe, if you want to keep it running after 5:15, let me know if you want to go ahead and continue hosting, because I got a jet. But
I will I will try to come back and have another show here. I'm actually about to head out as well.
Yeah, Costco closes at 6, so blame Costco on that one. But
you go to Costco on a Saturday?
Yeah, I got no choice.
That's
gotta prep. Get a couple things for Super Bowl, man.
I'd rather go to Beirut in the 80s than go to Costco on a Saturday.
Well, it's not high noon. It's easier as it closes. It gets close to closing time. It's still easier. But be that as it may, I'm going to go ahead and toss around.
You went there. Juicer or went there, ladies and gentlemen.
First thing that came to mind. I'm sorry. I can't be around a lot of people, guys, unless it's like a sporting event. And even then, it's just like, I'm always like
he's
this.
Not that far off. Yeah, it is. I got no choice, guys. I got to get some final stuff for the Super Bowl. So
Carlin was right. The older you get, the less people you want to be around.
Well, then let's close this thing on out. Before then, I'll close out with you, Joe. Magic Man, some final thoughts in the game and what you want to talk about as far as prepping up for, of course, the Luka and LeBron return, the Luka debut, Mark Williams debut. We'll be discussing it more on Sunday, but your thoughts, my friend, before we head on out. And John, I'll make sure I get you as well.
Sure, Gerald. Yeah, great team vibe win tonight. Great for the fan base as well, as Johnny pointed out. We're all gonna have a really nice evening. Um, I'm very excited. Jovial, I mean, is the word right now to describe Monday. I'll try and make an appearance. So, but I'm supposed to be going to some kind of fancy dinner at an art gallery. So
Ooh.
I will try and
With a lovely young lady by your side?
Yes, yes, yes. She's the maitre d' of the whole thing, so I've got to be there the whole evening, gentlemen. So I will try and see Luca and Gerald. Before we head on out, I just wanted to give a big thanks to Hubie Brown, who called his last game today. 91 years old, still calling games. There was an incredible career, Hubie. Gerald, his coaching tree, you can go from Don Nelson to Mike Fratello leaving Rolly Massimino at Villanova and being Hubie Brown's lead assistant for the Hawks to Rick Pitino in New York. It's a big legacy. Jerry West hired Hubie Brown to coach the Grizzlies. It's an amazing career. Unfortunately, he's dealt with a lot of personal tragedy, including losing his wife and his two children the past couple years. So, a great career for Hubie, and I hope he enjoys his retirement.
Again, on Mark Williams, nothing has been determined 100% as of yet. The most likely reason they did not play him today, again, according to JJ, the trade had not been fully processed. My guess is that the physicals between Cam Reddish, Dalton Connect, and Mark Williams, something may have come up in the physicals, so they might have to tweak the trade or something like that. It looks like it will still be worked out as of this point in time, and most likely will get concluded as far as sometime either later today or Sunday, so that he should be ready by Monday. But when it's being held up like this, it might be something to do with the physicals, is my guess at this point in time. But
Well, I
yeah,
thought
nothing definitive.
he was already official 2 days ago.
JJ stated before the game that he was not going to play because the trade was still being processed. So my guess is that why it's still being processed is because physicals have been, because Dalton Connect did not play. He was last night. He was a DNP last night as well for Charlotte. So that is my guess at this point in time.
Well, they put up an official signing on the site.
They did.
I understand that, but I'm just telling you what JJ said.
We'll tell JJ to fix it.
I will
shout out
tell
CJ,
JJ
man.
to fix it.
Shout out CJ.
Right.
He's been here watching for some time here in the chat. Appreciate you, CJ.
All right. Well, speaking of that, let's hear what you have to say, my friend, before we head on out. Great victory for the Lakers today. And my thoughts, it was unexpected because the lineup that they threw out there was like very, they might have just chalked this up as an L. But you know what? Chalk this up as a W for a team on a roll with Luka and Mark Williams yet to come.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Look, no LeBron, no Luka, no Mark, no need to fear. AR is here. Career high night, man. Energy from top to bottom was great, was contagious. That second quarter wasn't as great, but it's ebbs and flows, man. It's ebbs and flows, but we still got to win. And a W is a W. And if you guys want to stay up to date with everything that I got going on, please do follow my two channels. One of my channels is Lakers Corner, where I drop, it's on YouTube, where I drop game recaps. I do like a 2-minute game recap in the shorts tab, and then also do like other videos where, I do some film breakdown, get into, some news. I did a reaction video to that trade. And just a whole bunch of other Lakers content. So you guys check me out there. And then also got Clutch Talk, just bringing you all around NBA news. But as always, great Lakers win. It's 5:00. Hey, man, the night is young. The night is young, full of possibilities. Except I gotta put my daughter to sleep soon. Then the night will be young.
And congrats again, proud papa, on your daughter's awesome game today.
My daughter's team is now 2-0, and she scored in both games. So you gotta love it.
How many did she score? The 16 points you said?
She scored 4 out of the 16 points, and she's 4 years old.
Yep, there you go.
Yes.
There you go. Jacking it up just like her father. There you go. Great
Exactly.
time.
I told her,
Yep.
I told her, baby, you're not out here to pass, baby. You out here to score. When you get the ball, look to score, because that's what we do in this family.
Joe, and again, John, thank you so much. Please go ahead and subscribe to Clutch Talk Lakers Corner. Special shout out to Zach for his Lakers Live channels as well. But Joe, a good day for the Lakers. When you can win without your big two in the lineup, it really comes as a great surprise and also a welcomed one as the Lakers now move into fourth place in the Western Conference. Things are looking up. Things are looking good. Again, we're a happy crew here at Lakers Fast Break. Everybody wants us to be more positive. Everybody has asked us for months to be more, just very positive about the Lakers' direction. We're finally on that boat, Joe, and it seems like we still can't make everyone happy.
Well, I don't really care about that.
Good.
I think it's more the fact that I think the irritation with Rodell is irritation with Rodell. If it was somebody else that came in and said, I probably wouldn't have.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We're trying to save him, and he's not listening. So at some point here,
you can lead a horse to water. Can't make him drink it.
At some point, where he's gonna float away like Wilson in that Tom Hanks movie. So let him go. Don't risk it. I know you got to go. So, guys, it's very likely I will do a show tonight because of our short show. Yeah, I know a lot of you guys want to talk some more, but I'll figure out what time. So be ready for that. Until then, Lakers have done a 180 here, not only from their hard work and focus, but also from the lucks of the world continuing to give Lakers the fruits of their labor. And this might be the greatest fruit we've seen since it's not even, I can't even say Shaq because he came to LA as a 24-year-old. This might be the number one acquisition that the Lakers have ever had, in the sense of the age that's included in there and kind of how the team is constructed. Obviously, you have Kareem in 1975, but that Laker team was somewhat on the rebuild. This Laker team is right away. It's almost like you combine Kareem and the Gasol trade, and now you have this. Because the Gasol trade instantly made him a title contender, whereas Kareem didn't, but building block. But then you put them together, you get both with Luka. So it's, depending on how you judge it, it doesn't really matter at this point. All I know is, barring major injury, which can be said about anybody out there. And Black, by the way, I'm going to do some more research on that thing because I keep reading stuff that it's normal, it's part of the game, or there's certain things that Luka did with whatever. I'll get on that and I'll get back to you on that. But I'm just ready for the ride, guys. I'm ready, and I'm just happy. I'm happy that the Lakers have joined the Dodgers in LA and being a team that's going to make the city light up, because everything else in LA is not lit up right now. Yeah,
that's a good thing.
That is a good thing. This is one of the biggest trades in sports history. Yes, it is one of the biggest trades in sports history, Blue. And we'll just
and by the way, folks, the Black Mamba jersey, sincerely, Luka Doncic, the first steps have been created already today.
Wow.
So once that sucker gets into my hands, you guys already see the logo. It's supposed to be Sunday whites, but it was Sunday, Saturday, I guess. So yes, the gear is going to start getting advanced now, folks, and you're all going to be here to see it.
Once again, it is the Lakers fast break. Blue, it depends how this works out. If it means championships for the Lakers with Luka at the head of it, then yes, you could consider it the biggest trade in history. But time will only tell to answer your question.
It's that Asia song. Only time will tell, Gerald.
I do want to give a big shout out
to Asia poster. How much did the people at the poster place laugh?
Huh?
That's
What?
how good you guys are.
And on that note, again, it is the Lakers fast break. Big shout out to our mods. Xbox, please don't get arrested for skinny dipping at a beach. If you check out
yes, get arrested for that, Mark. Get arrested for that.
All right, please don't get arrested, Mark. We love you, man. We don't want to see you. We don't want to have to pay you out of jail. We just don't want to do that.
Gerald, they don't arrest people for drinking beer and being naked in Australia. We're the Commonwealth. They don't do that in Canada either.
Of course, it is the Lakers fast break. Joe says he'll be back later tonight. Also, as well, we'll be back tomorrow to preview Luka's arrival to the court and return to the court, and this time debut as a Laker. Looking forward to it. Yes, I will say, though, it is a very good time to be a Lakers fan. And if you have Lakers fans out there in your life that are also very happy about the Luka trade, tell them to head on over here to be a part of what we do by liking, subscribing, whether it's John Costa's Clutch Talk and Lakers Corner, Lakers Live, or right here at Lakers Fast Break. We do appreciate you stopping by, and you're going to go ahead and help us as we help you get through the good times, better times, and possibly championship times that the Lakers may bring now that Luka and LeBron are going to be together. Hopefully starting Monday, we'll be talking about it. Hopefully you'll be with us right here as part of a great Lakers weekend and the Lakers Fast Break podcast.
Eat it. No, I meant eat like cyanide.